also got some cool swag on right now. It's a fine line, and I like to ride it. And a lot of people say, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? It's a fine line. I like to ride it. And I like to talk about confidence versus arrogance, right? To be confident, you got to walk into the room. You got to own the room. You got to know who's the head motherfucker in charge, right? I'm in here. This is my house. This is what I'm doing. Doesn't matter who the fuck they are. You got to be the biggest and the baddest when you walk in, or you got to have that mentality and you got to have that kind of confidence. Now, it can come across as arrogant, and I'd rather be arrogant than fucking insecure. But you don't want to be arrogant where you're belittling people or you think you're better than people by saying things. I want you to think you're better than people and walk in. Like, you've got to have that mentality. Like, fuck this. I'm in here. This is my show. This is what I'm doing. I bring up, many times I've met some really cool people. Some of my heroes growing up, Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson. I got to sit down with President Trump. I've done these things and I've been able to discipline myself to control the moment and not let the moment be bigger than what it is. But also, intriguingly to them, I'm able to have enough confidence and swagger where they're intrigued by me. Of course, I'm intrigued by them. It's President Trump. It's Barry Sanders. It's, whomever, Kevin O'Leary, these different people that you sit down and do things with. You're like, wow, that's pretty cool. I literally go in and say, and I have this mentality, like, they should be grateful and excited to meet me as much as I am them. I just like to even the playing field, right? It's very important because what happens so many times in life is we allow the moment to take us over. We allow what people's status is to really determine how we're going to act. I mean, think about it, right? You pull into a parking lot with whatever car you have, and if there's many more nicer cars than yours, in most cases, you're like, oh shit, it's kind of an embarrassing car. Or if your car is definitely the nicest and you're like, holy shit, I got the nicest car in the parking lot and you got a lot of swagger. It really and it's sad, but that's the life we live in. People are chasing likes more than they are love, more than they are money. It's like me, like me, like me, like me, which is fucking crazy. But it's the world we live in. And so I look at it as, I go through different periods of my life. When I first opened up my first business at 24 years old, and I was really insecure. I was nervous to be managing people that were in their 30s and had a college education and ran companies before. And here I am managing them. So I was very insecure about that. I struggled with it. I had to learn and adapt until I got pissed off enough and I ended up firing somebody in the middle of the office to kind of, put my foot down and show that I've got this. This is my fucking show. But I advise you, don't do that. Don't put yourself in that position where you have to be insecure and enough's enough and you snap. But I've been insecure, where when I've gotten the alarm business and all these other alarm dealers were fucking much larger than me. And I was like, oh, you feel less than sometimes. I mean, think of if you have a kid and, they go to school and they don't have the nice shit that some of the other kids have. I know I'd lived that. I had fake Tommy Hilfigers. I had a $300 car with the fucking top falling down, insulation going everywhere. I mean, I get it. People used to make fun of me for things I couldn't control. It's what motivated me. It's what fucking inspired me to really be like, fuck that. I'm going to go live a better life and fucking conquer, the moment and own the hour and the day. Like, I'm going to fucking do this shit. And when you allow things outside of that to dictate, and I'm guilty of it too. I'm not going to sit here like some of these fucking yahoos out here that think they're bigger than life and they're selling you bullshit. I'm not going to fucking sit here and blow smoke up your ass. There are times that I fucking go, fuck. I'm in the downers. I'm in the dumps. And I've allowed other things to control my personality. I've allowed other things to control my confidence. And you start questioning yourself and you start, struggling with things like, asking yourself those questions. It's kind of like with my solar company, right? With Pink Energy / Power Home. We built that from the ground up. We've always tried to do the right thing. Integrity, integrity, integrity. We were the darlings of solar, over 40 awards, fucking 40,000 customers installed solar in 5 NFL teams, blah, 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 blah. Like we were the face and the future of solar. Till we had a manufacturer's equipment issue with a manufacturer which was creating fires, and then later with their firmware governing and lowering what systems can produce. Therefore, customers felt they were defrauded because they bought something that wasn't working correctly because of the firmware update. Long story short, as we were building this company And, we're going through this. When things came out, bad news about all these complaints, which weren't, part of our bit, that we'd never had that. We had an A+ with the BBB for almost 8 years. Won every award under the sun. Shit, I won 20 awards myself. Our company won over 40. Started getting all this bad press and bad complaints. And what it did is I would have to have meetings with my team because they would feel defeated. They knew they were working their ass off and doing the right thing. But when you have bad news articles out there, media just, vomiting at the mouth of bullshit, the quickest grab they can get. Oh, look at this company. This is what they did rather than find out what's really going on, or consumers understanding. I'm not mad at them. They're confused. They're in the middle of this shit. And they're like, what the hell? Them not understanding what happened, or, and it goes out there, and it affected the morale of our team. It affected our team being able to have that swagger and confidence and credibility. They would get insecure. I would have to have meetings and go, guys, look, this is like the abusive child syndrome. If, you're a kid and you're told you're a piece of shit, you're a lowlife, you're a piece of shit, you're a lowlife, you can't do nothing right, you're a piece of shit, you're a lowlife, even though they're not, they start to question themselves and start to is that true? And I think a lot of times that kind of felt that way. Like, dude, do we suck? Why, it was just so overwhelming. It was like child abuse. It was just a blanket. You're winning all these awards and things. The sun shines out, solar's working, birds are chirping, the water's right. Everything's great in life. And then all of a sudden a fucking dark cloud comes over and just fucking hammers you, right? Just puts you on your ass and you don't know what you're going to do and you're struggling with it. And you're like, how do we deal with this? We didn't even have answers. The first fucking 60, 90 days of this nightmare, we didn't have answers of anything we're still investigating the shit. What the fuck is going on with these customers? But I had to stay calm and cool, right? Real leaders have to stay calm and cool. And I would have to, let them know that, listen, we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And, and then when we figured it out, everybody knew. And all my employees were pissed off at Generac and knew that all of a sudden. I was like, look, you can't be pissed at them. Let me fight that fight. We just need to go out and do the right thing, continue to, be the best company we can and not believe all the the naysayers, the haters and the bad media out there. Let's go out and fix it. And the best way we can fix it with results. Let's get customers put in the right spot and let's go out and do a better job and offer better equipment than the Generac shit, right? That was kind of the play. I tell you this because, that was a moment where the whole team was feeling insecure. What do we do wrong? What's happening? Everybody was basically canceling us, canceling fucking me. What did we do? And that was hard. It was hard. It was hard for all the employees. I know it was very confusing, hard for customers not knowing what the hell to do. Some customers understood, but they're left in the dark. Some customers had no way of understanding. Some customers were just pissed to be pissed. The list goes on. I say this because I always talk about cows and buffaloes, right? I talk about, cows run away from the storm and the storm continues to chase them, and buffaloes run right through the storm. And I feel like at that time we were buffaloes and we were running through the storm. And there's times in your life that you got to run through the storm. You got to just deal with it, hit it head on and fucking make it last. Now, I wish I had the good story of the good team won, right? The right team won. The real villain didn't get away. They got caught. They got in trouble. That didn't happen here. The good guys lost. And the real villain, Generac, thus far has got away with it. They've got their own problems now with 2 class action lawsuits and a securities fraud lawsuit and everybody coming for them sooner or later because it's starting to unravel. But the problem is it was too late. Its customers were left in the dark. Employees were let go. It was bad. Creditors for the company left in shambles. It was bad. All that could have been prevented. And I wish. And look, if you asked me before this happened, I'd be like, there's no way that when people do the right thing and people bust their tail and do everything right, that they lose. I would have been the first to tell you, you got to be a buffalo, you fight through it, you win, right? You get through it. Man, we were the buffalo of the buffaloes. We fought and fought and fought and fought and fought and fought. Like, did everything we could do to rebuild our reputation, which we finally got our BBB back, which was great. Did everything we could do to pick up the sales numbers, motivate the sales team, and get the customers to believe in us. Numbers were up. That was great. We just ran out of cash. We got hosed and lied to by Generac. I'm not pointing the finger and blaming. I mean, that is a problem, but that shit died with me 6 months ago. There's nothing I can do. It's got its own case now in bankruptcy and a lawsuit against Generac. Like, it's its own problem now. It's not my problem. I'm there to help any way I can to make sure these consumers are made right. But I say this because we were the buffaloes, and I'm a big believer. If there's times in life you got to be the buffalo, and you got to fucking hit it head on, right? And that's what we did, and we lost. And I talked about a podcast recently. Sometimes you lose, and when you lose, you actually win. Now, this loss hurt. And I always think there's a plan. There's a reason why things happen. God puts things in place for a reason. Like you learn, you struggle, you go through these things for a reason. I don't know what all the reasons are yet, nor will I never know. If I knew, it wouldn't be by God's hand, because I would know, and it would be more scientific. It's by God's hand, and we don't know, right? So I took that buffalo thought process and said, you know what? I wouldn't have done anything differently. I would have done everything the exact same, fought the same way. I probably went out earlier on media and told the media what was going on. We were advised by PR and legal, like, hey, this will die down. Let's try to figure out more of the stuff. We're working with Generac, see what we can do, before we just land blasted them with the facts. We kind of got manipulated there. But I think that in life, when you're going through problems, maybe you're going through it in marriage, maybe you're going through it in business, maybe you're opening a business and you're struggling through these things, you never want to be the cow. You almost always want to be the buffalo and hit it head on. And I've been talking about 10 minutes about a buffalo, but this show's called Be the Storm, right? And so when I just mentioned that almost always you want to be the buffalo, there are times you need to be the fucking storm. What's that mean, Jason? Great fucking question. That means when you're the storm, everything is up for grabs, meaning no more fucking time for bullshit. All in, let's fucking go. Fucking you control the entire fucking landscape. Being a buffalo means you have your map, you're ready to rock and roll. Oh, here's the storm. You run through it and hit it head on. When you're the storm, you're making the shit happen. You're the one that controls all of it. And it's hard to do, and you can't do it every fucking time. But there are times you got to be the fucking storm. I have a reset button on my life. I'm not running a fucking $1 billion business anymore. So I'm starting coaching for home service people out there, people that do landscaping, lawn care, HVAC, pest control, security, solar, like guys and ladies out there running companies that want to grow, want to scale, want to learn. I want to start giving back and let them use my knowledge and my wins and my losses to better themselves. But in order to do that, I got to be the fucking storm. I don't have problems coming at me now, right? There is no problem. There's no fucking storm coming at me. I got to make the storm. I got to shake up the environment. I got to rattle and make things happen. I've got to make other people, other situations, get comfortable being uncomfortable in moving forward in life. Like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for a fucking storm. Sometimes you have your map. Sometimes you're in your path and you're waiting on that storm. And that's when you got to be the buffalo. But if there is no fucking storm and you don't have a new fucking map, you become the storm, not the buffalo, and you make the fucking map. And you control all of it. You shake everything upside down. You fucking throw everything up and let it all come down and say, now what? And that's how I feel like I'm doing. I'm super excited. I got fucking coaching going on. I got the podcast going on. Got some investments going on. I'm excited about it, but it ain't no fucking storm. I'm the fucking storm. I'm bringing it. I'm making shit go, holy shit. Who is this fucking guy? What is he trying to do? I want to get better at life. I want to fucking better my business. I want to grow my business. I want to have strategic growth strategies. I want to learn digital marketing in order to get my customer acquisition costs down. I want to learn to raise capital. I want to learn to try to maybe take my company public. I want to learn about M&A and how to buy and merger and acquisitions of different companies. I want to learn how to really grow a solar company and what markets to look at and how to do the digital marketing, who to hire. I want to learn how to build a production team and make sure that they can install everything correctly. I want to learn how to grow a door knocking team. I want to learn how to grow, like, all of these things is what I want to be able to teach people, because I've done it, because I've literally fucking done it. I mean, 4 companies, 3 from my master bedroom. One, we joined another security company. All the companies worth over $10 million, one worth $1 billion. Over 100,000 customers, right? 40,000 in solar alone. Over $1 billion in sales, $1 billion valuation, and an LOI to do a reverse merger and go public in 2022. Earlier, like literally early 2022 had that. We're supposed to close mid 2022 until we had this manufacturer's issue with Generac. You won't meet a motherfucker like me. I don't care where you go. I don't care if you talk to the Grant Cardones, you talk to the Ed Milettes, you talk to whoever the fuck you want to talk to. They haven't done what the fuck I've done. Here's what they've done. They built good companies and they go out and they motivate you, but they're all the fucking same. They all dress the fucking same. They all say the same shit. That's what they do. What are they giving you to better your business? What are they giving you to fucking teach you how to grow, how to hire, how to build culture? You know, there's 3 reasons why people take a fucking job. 1, they take the job because they see career opportunity. They see the advancement. They see the staircase of growth. They're like, oh shit, I could do that. And you got to have real life examples. You got to showcase those employees that have started with you and grown up so you can say, hey, look, this can be you. That's 1. 2, money. Obviously, people want to chase some money. I get that. 3 is culture. You've got to learn how to do all fucking 3 for your company. You can't just do 1. You got to do all 3. Well, what happens if you're just finding 1 way to market or 2 ways to market or 3 ways to market? What if you only live off door knocking and you have to deal with all these door knockers all the fucking time? And a lot of door knockers, listen, I've been in the door knocking business, especially in home security. Sometimes they're not the best people to have hired. Sometimes, you know, you get some good door knockers out there. I am not like, I came from door knocking. There are good door knockers out there, but some of them aren't very good because they fucking make money. They go out and party. And then guess what? You're held by the short hairs to fucking make up for their shortcomings of not getting the numbers. And you're like, shit, because you were depending on them. You were handcuffed to them. You were held hostage to them. Or maybe you're in the fucking, you know, telemarketing business. You know, we used to have call centers, you know, that we worked with in Pakistan and China back in the home security business. So I'm very familiar with that. And lots of lawsuits with the do not call list. Like that shit fucking happens. So that's a whole nightmare in its own. But maybe that's what you're doing. Maybe you're hiring call centers to do it. Well, it's risky. It's very risky. It's not worth the reward, I can promise you. Maybe you're doing digital marketing, but you're scratching the surface. You're sitting there and you're like, fuck, like, how do I do this? Look, I learned on my own. I did that shit on Facebook and Instagram before it was cool. And when we closed, we were a top 50 Facebook ad spender. We were spending over $10 million a month on all digital ad spend to get customers. That's right, $10 million a fucking month, $120 million a year. Do the math on that. You ain't met a motherfucker that spends money like that to grow their business. That's what our business did. That our customer acquisition costs we had built in. It got us to where we needed to go, doing $50 million a month in revenue. Like, you ain't gonna meet a motherfucker that does like that. So I want to take my knowledge and my experience and everything that I've got, my wins and my losses. People never want to talk about their losses. They want to fucking, you know, beat their chest. I'm the champ. Motherfucker, you a chump. Real men, real strength deal with their losses and hit them head on. Real motherfuckers can talk about it. They don't get all fucking bowed up and shit like they're badasses on the phone and fucking run their mouth on fucking internet. No. And they think that they're God's greatest gift. I mean, they're all the same. Oh, I get the cars and I'm this fucking guy and I'm fucking, yeah, look at me. I've never had money before. I went through that fucking stage, dude. Trust me. Fucking douchebag stage is what I call it. You need to learn to be real with people. You need to be relative with people. They need to understand that not only are you relevant, but that you're relatable. They're like, that could be me. You know, if you're some asshole buying cars every other fucking week and throwing them on social media, and look, some of those motherfuckers do, and some of those cars are fucking dope, and I ain't hating. Fuck, I used to like fucking badass cars like that. I got a couple cool cars myself. But I'm not into cars like some people, right? I've got looking for generational wealth, and I'm looking to give back, and I'm looking to, help, other entrepreneurs make millions, if not billions, right? I'm looking to partner with some of them, like take it to the next level, bring this thing full circle. But there are people out there, that's what it's about, and I get it. But is that what it's about? What is it about? Is that what you need? Do you just need to see someone that's got some fancy shit and tells you, hoorah, let's fucking go? Get off your ass and don't take no for an answer. Is that what you fucking need in life? Or do you need to sit down and go down the fucking data? Do you need to go down the data points of, holy shit, here's where I'm at, and have a consultant, have a coach? Look, don't fucking hire me. You don't want to. I don't give a shit. But get somebody to help you in your journey. Fucking A, the best investment you can do is in yourself with self-improvement. Find somebody who's been down that road that wants to give back, that fucking can help you. They've seen the story. A great coach is someone that when you first talk to you, they already know what's coming and they bring it up. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Holy shit, that is happening. Exactly. That's a great coach. I'm honored to work with a couple people right now. I'm super excited about. One of them's an ex-NFL player. He's opened up a business. I'm jacked to help this man. He's a great man. Take it to the next level. Got another entrepreneur out there that's building a big company, and he was flirting with another company out there who's struggling. He's wanting to learn more about digital marketing and how to, really scale his team and build up the culture. I've got another gentleman out there starting a clothing store that's like, hey, how can I brand myself? I've got another guy that's in solar that's like, hey, how can I really grow my business the right way? I've got two guys in home security that are looking to really take it to the next level and maybe jump into a different industry. And I've got an HVAC guy that I've got more than this. I'm giving you the guys that are on my head. So shout out to everybody else. But, these are the folks, the home service business, that's my specialty because that's all I know. Like, that's what I've done, two home security businesses, another home service business, and a solar business. And so, I love what I do. I love to give back. I love to grow. I love to see success. I love to see happy customers. I love reviews. Shit, we had over 2,500 reviews and an A+ with the BBB and a 4.6 on Google and Facebook. That's unheard of when you have almost 40,000 customers in 8 years. But that's what we did. We strived for customer perfection. That's what you need to do. Maybe you're a sales rep out there and you're like, fuck, how can I be better? Well, first of all, you got to do a gut check in the mirror and say, how can I be better? You got to first own your problems. Okay. And two, you got to talk about your losses with yourself, because if you just fucking lose and you suppress it, you're not learning anything from it. You've got to fucking swallow that shit and learn from a loss. I'm here to talk about losses. I'm here to say, look, I've been to the fucking top and then had my whole fucking legs cut off and fell to the bottom, and I'm building the back up. That's what the fuck I'm doing. My boy David Meltzer was $130 million. He was worth, filed bankrupt, lost everything, and he's building it back. You don't see me fucking sitting down, not doing nothing? There's a time you got to fucking be a buffalo. Most of the time you're on your fucking journey. The problem hits, you got to be the buffalo and hit the problem right back in the fucking face. But in other times when your journey is lost, you don't know what you're going to do next. You don't have a path. That's when you become the motherfucking storm. You're going to make your path and create the landscape that you want. You're going to take your shit to the next level. You're not going to take no for an answer. You're not going to fucking make excuses. You're not going to procrastinate, waste fucking time. You're going to challenge yourself and push yourself. You need to get coaching so you can be held accountable. You're going to put down your fucking KPIs. You're going to put down your 30, 60, 90, 180 goals, and you're going to go fucking crush it. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to get out of my show. If anything else, you need to fucking get that out of my show. You need to be like, fucking A, that makes sense. Ding, the bell went off. I got to go out there and fucking do this. I don't care if you're a single mom or you're fucking stuck in a dead end job or you just opened a company and you're struggling or the fucking company is flourishing and you're doing 40, 50 million a year. Any one of those, I'm talking to all of you. You're hitting bumps, fucking do something about it. And if you're not hitting bumps, then start becoming the fucking storm so you can build the landscape up, because bumps need to come, because after you go through fucking battles, you get blessings. After you crush the battles, you get blessings. I appreciate you watching the show. Have a great day. Bam!